You know what's kind of funny? The things you seem to remember and the things that you don't. I have been away from home for so long now, for the life of me, I can't rightly recall the reason why I left in the first place. I also can't remember why I felt the need to bring friggin' nunchucks. I guess the reason why you came here today was to hear a story. Well, all right. Greasy Grove, the place I grew up. My mama was a big old fat dairy cow. My daddy, just like everybody else at the time, was a Jewish rodeo clown. My folks had 6 kids in all. There was Mac, he was the biggest. Then Billy K, we called him BK for short. Then came along Wendy, Popeye and me. Then last but not least was baby Carl, but everybody called him Junior. We were close, the 6 of us, for a time. Shit, I remember getting up to all kinds of friggin' mischief when we were sliders. Ha! I remember one time Popeye let off a boogie bomb in class, and the poor dopey-ass teacher was forced to dance to Rick Astley like a Nimrod. Remember Rick Astley? What a muppet. Good song, though. Don't tell me you didn't sing along. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, that's right, my kin. I guess as we got older, we tended to drift a little, and seeing eye to eye became a mite tricky. Mac and BK, as the older two, were so damn competitive, each one trying to outdo the other. In the end, Mac had gone all corporate and got into bed, so to speak, with a psychotic-looking clown. Man, that dude scared the living piss out of me, but brother, it paid off. BK, on the other hand, was the lady killer in the family. Well, who ba-do. You should have seen him with all of his flames. He ruled. Popeye picked up and went down south. Started a poultry farm or something. I believe he fell on hard times for a while, but in the end, BK came to the rescue and gave Popeye a much-needed lifeline. Brother can be good like that. Man, he must love that chicken. I suppose Wendy was the sibling that I was closest to growing up. She was so silly and so forgetful, but she always had my back. I remember laughing my ass off at her every time she took me to the seaside and got lost. She'd holler, "Where's the beach?" Dude, we lived on an island. You could walk blindfolded in any direction and still find sand. Muppet. And then with Junior and me, well, there was just too big of an age gap. Besides, all that fat little bastard wanted to do all day was eat. And well, I just didn't want to bother him. Naturally, I had my fair share of pals too. There was something Jonesy. Man, what the frig was his first name anyway? Last I heard, he had become sort of the figurehead for some faceless multinational video game / money-grubbing operation. I don't really understand the complexities of it all, but it sounds epic. Then there was old Tomato Head. What a moop. Somebody had once called him a fruit, and even though technically it was true, it still hurt his feelings. Kind of derailed him somewhat. Later, I learned that he had hit the sauce a little too hard, and life had left the poor son of a bitch sort of languishing on the vine. And yes, in case you nosy assholes were wondering, I had felt love once too. Deep down in my jockeys. At least, I think it was love. Chun-Li was her name. What a knockout. Technically, she hadn't been a local on the island, but hot damn. When I saw that girl for the first time, she was kung fu singing on some poor douchebag's plums. It was then that I knew I yotta have her. And had her, I did. Every Friday night, Chun-Li and me would be macking on something rotten down at old Risky Reels. And that was awesome for a time. That was until Ryu, the human kickstand, decided to show up and alpha male my ass into oblivion. Macho shithead. After that, they were on a slow boat back to Osaka, and I was toast. Anyhow, I've been yammering on for too long, and you're just about ready to blow this old pop stand, right? Well, before you go, I finally remembered the reason why I had left Greasy Grove in the first place and the necessity behind the friggin' nunchucks. If you were wondering, that is, well, you see, over the years, Fortnite Island, and by extension, Greasy Grove, had opened itself up to and embraced startups of salacious enterprise, and the local politicians were more than happy turning a blind eye to it all, if that meant kickbacks. Somehow, now, due to my dubious decision-making, I had been categorized as a bad trick. And now, smacked-out meth heads were chasing me on flying centipedes for a measly 10 V-bucks. And the prospect of that alone scares the living shit out of me. I think I'd like to go home now, please.